Hey guys, what's going on? It's xdeadlysmoorex here, and welcome back to part 6 of our Persona 5 Royal Let's Play. In the last episode, we did our first day of school, and then after school, Ryuji came up to us and said, "Hey mate, can we go see if we can get back into the palace? Because I'm like curious about it." And we did, and then we met up with Morgana again. And now we're, as he says, looking for the missing slaves. So let's get going.
Now then.
There should be more soldiers outside. Let's take note of the situation and get out of there. I thought I just heard something move over there. Guess it was just my imagination. And what of the slaves? They're all in the training hall. I'd assume they're all screaming in pain by now. Very well. By the way, I heard we may have intruders around. Stay on your guard. Did you hear that? They said the training hall, right?
Okay, let's go.
I think that's just a little further ahead. Let's go. We're also going to be getting some more,
Oh, there's a guard on duty here. The way to the training hall should be just beyond those bars.
So, what are we gonna do? Do we gotta fight it?
Seems like it. Just don't let it notice you beforehand. If it does, the palace's security level will rise.
So we learn about the security level. So basically, if you get spotted by any of like the guards in any palace, the security gates will go up. And if it reaches 100%, then I think as if it reaches 100%, I don't know in this game because it's never happened to me.
And what do we do if that happens? Run away?
I think they're going to spend
Well,
that.
the security level will go back down if we can beat more enemies without getting noticed.
That sounds, complicated.
Fine. I'll put together some info about the security level. This is crucial to successful palace infiltration. So make sure you actually read it, okay?
Security level and security level reduction and that's all part of the tutorial. So basically what I think is if it reaches 100, then you get kicked out of the palace, I think, or that's what happened in the original one, but I personally don't know because it's never actually happened to me. Change that tactics. You're not acting freely. Direct command, bro.
Persona!
We're also going to be dealing with some more tutorials in this episode, but these tutorials are more like combat focused ones that actually add like new stuff to the fight.
Nice work, team.
Which is always good, and they revamped like some of the mechanics in this game, which is so good. As I said in like the original episode, the first episode this is literally Persona 5, the definitive edition.
Hey.
The training hall's up ahead, right? Yeah, it's a little further. Make sure you watch out for any guards along the way. Because it's still like the same game, same story, obviously with like the newer characters they added in. But
Hey, have you seen anyone who looks like an intruder?
but they also tweaked some of like the more annoying aspects.
No, nobody yet.
Shoot. I had a feeling there would be a lot of enemies. It'd be impossible to dodge all of them.
Also, because I know I said I wouldn't, but I don't think I did. But I know I said to myself I wouldn't, but as I've actually beaten Kamoshida's Palace in like Royal. I haven't gone past that yet, but I couldn't help myself, guys. I'm sorry. But I love that they've tweaked Kamoshida's boss fight, and from what I've heard, they've actually tweaked, I think, all of them slightly, which is good. So Kamoshida has like some new attacks, or like one new attack I think that has like a really good like implication, but like sort of story-ish thing around it, which is really cool. But the biggest change that they have is if you've played the original Persona 5, you know how annoying it is when you finish like going into Mementos, or like you finish a palace and you go back to LeBlanc and you go up to like the stairs, and Morgana's like, hey, let's go to bed, and it like forces you to go to bed. Like it cuts the screen, screen goes black and it goes to the next day. In this game, that doesn't fucking happen, and that's the best feature that they did. That's the best thing that they changed about this game so far, is after you finish a palace, you are not forced to go to bed. You can do whatever you want, obviously with regards of like where you are in the story. So like if you wanted to study, you can study. Read a book, you can read a book. You can make infiltration tools. Heck, you can go to the bath. You can go to the bathhouse near LeBlanc and get your charm up. If you've got some grimy gear, you can go get that done at the laundromat. Oh, it's just the best feature that this game changed. Oh, it's so good.
Then what do we do? Should we try and take him down like before?
It's not that simple. We still have a long way to go, so we should be conserving energy.
I see. Sorry. Damn it. I wish I could fight. I'd at least be able to help out a little bit. But all I got is this toy from earlier. Such a loser.
Huh? Do you mean that gun?
Yeah, it looks real and all, but it doesn't shoot anything.
I see. Well, there is a way. Okay, we'll use that to take down the enemies.
What? Were you listening to me? It don't even shoot pellets.
Don't worry, I'm sure this'll work. Attack away, frizzy hair.
Leave it to me.
Dude, I keep saying it's not gonna fire anything.
That's where you're wrong, Luigi.
You have the gun with you, right? Point it at a shadow and fire.
The gun attacks. Gun attacks are considered a gun skill. Press up to ready a gun, press X to attack. You can continuously shoot until you run out of ammo. You has changed targets, yep.
How about that? Surprised? There are plenty of instances where rapid fire is going to be more useful than swinging your knife. Of course, you can run out of ammo, but using it all up does more good than letting it collect dust.
Guns have a higher attack power than melee weapons, but they have limited amounts of ammunition. However, your ammunition will be restored after the battle, so feel free to use it up. That's another great thing that they added in this game. Another great change that they added. Because in the original one, if you used up all your ammo, that was it. Until you went back into the palace or Mementos again, that was it. Your ammo was used up for that entire run, which sucked. So literally, you can just pull out your gun after every one battle, like the battle we're in now. I used up all my ammo as you saw, and then in the next battle, I've got all my ammo restored again. So good. It's another great change that they added.
All right, I'll show you my weapon too.
That's a good thing about this, is that they changed some of the bad. I would say some of the bad aspects about the sort of like nitpick aspects you can get about the game. They changed those and made them like made it a more streamlined experience, really.
For real?
Whoa! Did that toy gun just shoot real freaking bullets? This is a cognitive world. As long as our opponent sees it as real, it becomes such. It's a good thing it's realistic looking. I don't get it.
Listen to this.
Because they recognize it as a gun, your ammo capacity is limited in battle. But your enemies are expecting you to come at them with guns loaded, so your ammo replenishes them in every new fight. What's this commotion over here? What? Why, you bastards! Get ready, here comes another one.
Let's get them!
Take them down.
Our ammo's replenished. Go on, dump it into the enemy.
With pleasure. See, now I've got ammo again. There we go. Just like I thought. All our ammo had returned for that fight. I wasn't sure whether or not to bring it up at first, but I'm glad I did.
Nice.
We're definitely lucky to have the additional firearm in our arsenal. I must say, well done. Even it was just dumb luck that it worked out here. Did you really have to put it like that? Quit griping, Blondie. You're still getting praised. Oh, by the way, we should decide on how we divvy up our roles in battle from here on out. As you can see, there are quite a lot of enemies. It'd be important to cooperate our moves well. If I can keep providing intel for us, but you should decide how we fight, Frizzy Hair. What do you mean by how we fight? Basically, what we do in battle. He can order us directly or let us decide what we do. Though I guess I'm the only one fighting right now. Only other one fighting right now. That's just exciting party tactics. What I always tend to do, as you probably saw,
What do you want to do?
is what's the? I'll say in a minute. What's the plan? You want me to follow orders or act on my own? Direct commands,
Yep.
sorry. Understood. Let's see what you've got. That's what I always prefer in Persona games. Is every single party member, like, I choose what they do, because sometimes you never trust AI. Sometimes you can because they'll make good plays. Other times they might not.
There's 2 enemies. Don't underestimate them.
There we go.
Persona! Zora!
Yeah. Because then it's easier for me to like know what stuff to do.
A guard. I'm pretty sure.
You
Oops.
guys gonna
my
take
bad.
it down again?
Hang on.
A guard. I'm pretty sure that's where we need to be going too.
You guys gonna take it down again?
I guess that's our only choice. But wait, this might be a good time. Okay, I've decided. I'm gonna teach you two a special way to fight enemies.
Is it a new technique?
Something like that. Let's go. Listen, there's a distinct flow to battles. Let me show you. After all, seeing is something.
Believing. Seeing is believing.
First, knock down all the enemies. Everything starts at that crucial step.
Now we're going to learn about all-out attacks.
Persona!
Because that's what this is. This is going to be an all-out attack.
Now rush on in for an all-out attack.
All-out attacks are really good if you have like multiple enemies and you have like you can knock them down at once. That's a really good thing.
That went really well.
Oops.
You're definitely fit for this.
What was that super move thing you just did?
I told you, it's called an all-out attack. If you manage to knock all the enemies down, you might be able to use it to beat them all at once.
Yeah, that was over quick.
It's a concentrated attack on defenseless enemies, after all. Now, as I mentioned before, I want you to be the head of our command. You can decide when we use this.
Alright. Yeah, all-out attacks are great.
Strike the enemy's weakness, knock them all down, then do an all-out attack. That's the ideal pattern.
Especially if you've got like multiple people in your party that can because
Yes!
you'll have like obviously like different enemies will have different weaknesses, so if you've got a party that's like really varied in how much damage they can deal, and you just like baton pass as well. Baton pass they absolutely revamped in this game as well. As I said, they did a lot of like the nitpick stuff you could say about the game. They changed it for the better, really. So that's good. All right, this is it. Kamoshida's training hall of love. What kind of bullshit is this? And here we are going to learn about the deep dark secrets of the volleyball team.
Yeah.
That voice, where's it coming from? Yeah, this is why. This is one of the. What happens here is one of the reasons why Kamoshida is probably the one of the worst characters. Or you could even make an argument that he's the worst character, based off of actions that he's done. Because he's not a badly written character. I won't say that. He's written in a way that makes you despise him, that you hate him so much for what he does. And he is. Oh, he's such a scumbag. He's scum of the earth, is what he is, basically. Oh, is it coming from over there?
Damn it! This is bullshit!
Yeah. So if you want an in and out, if you guys don't know, Kamoshida basically abuses the entire volleyball team, men and the boys and the girls as well. And there's something he does later on in like the first part for the first palace that, oh boy, is just completely out of line. I mean, obviously abusing like the entire volleyball team is out of line to begin with, but the thing that he does later on in this game, or not in this game, like later on in this like chapter, if you want to call it, is just so disgusting.
How many times do I have to tell you to keep your voice down?
But this is beyond messed up! How do I open this?
Stop it! Leave us alone. It's useless.
Huh?
If we stay obedient, we won't be executed like you guys.
You're telling me you want to stay in a place like this?
Wait a minute. Were you planning on taking these guys out of here?
We can't just leave them here.
How stupid can you be?
What?
These are only humans in Kamoshida's cognition. They aren't real humans that have entered from reality. They're different from you two.
You can't call Ryuji stupid because, well, I mean you can, but if Ryuji doesn't know that, because Ryuji's a bit thick, you can't necessarily call him that if you haven't really explained that properly. Literally, when Ryuji wanted to take one of the guys away when we first entered the palace, you just said, no, we can't, because we had to get out of there. Ryuji doesn't know that it's right that these people aren't actually like the volleyball players in Kamoshida's palace aren't real. So his actions in trying to take them out of there are fully justified. So Morgana, you're kind of the idiot in this one, not Ryuji. Fucking narcissistic cat.
Cognition?
It means there's no point in saving them. They're different from the real ones in the real world. You could say that these are extremely similar looking dolls.
See, that's a good explanation for someone that doesn't understand it. But what you calling him, saying how stupid can you be when Ryuji doesn't know that, makes you look like the idiot.
Hell? Why is it gotta be so complicated?
Now that's the example of Ryuji being thick, because that's actually a really good explanation, saying they're just extremely similar looking dolls.
So the school's a castle and the students are slaves. It's so on point that it makes me laugh. This really is the inside of that asshole's head.
Still, this is horrible. It must mean he treats them as slaves in the real world too.
In the real world too? Wait, I know these guys. They're members of the volleyball team, the one Kamoshida coaches for.
They must be physically abused every day. There's no way they'd be so beat up normally.
Don't tell me. They're going through similar shit in reality?
Most likely. I mean, this proves that Kamoshida thinks of them as slaves.
So it might be for real. I heard that Kamoshida's using physical punishment. They're just rumors, but
Hey, that
if
goes
they're true,
like,
wouldn't this be something to report to the police?
like, no offense, but if he's actually having, because you could see the like the guards as like other teachers. If he's literally or like his like coaching staff, but if he's literally having his students or like the members of his team literally stand against the net and have like him and like his coaching staff beat the shit out of him, because those are hockey sticks that he's hitting them with. If they're beating them in hockey sticks, that's no, actually spears they're hitting them with.
I'll use these guys as evidence. If it all goes well, we can take down that asshole Kamoshida. Huh? It's not working. We can use the navigation app, but the camera's a no-go?
A navigation app?
That's what we used to come here. What about yours?
My camera app won't open.
Whatever you do is fine, but we're gonna get caught if we stand around like this. We need to head back.
Hang on a sec. There's no other way. I'll just memorize their faces before going home.
I mean, that man's got... Ryuji's got some, like, underrated memory.
Let's go.
Okay, let's check the cells around here. So Ryuji's actually got a really good, like... If you think about it, because he memorizes everyone... Like, he memorizes the member of the volleyball team, the ones that are getting abused. He's got really good memory, then, if he remembers all of that. But I do apologise if I get a bit, like, I don't know, into this part. I'm always into, like, every part of Persona, but if I get, like, if I get into this part, it's just shit like this just, like, pisses me off. I mean, it should piss you off, but brings back bad memories, shall we say? Water, please, no more. Not giving athletes water, even for tough training, is a common thing in the real world too. That sack of shit. I'm gonna try and memorize all these guys' faces before we go back. Okay, I'm done. Let's check to see if there are any more. I don't know why you guys are here, but just please leave us alone.
Hey!
What are you talking about? You're seriously okay with this? I guess there's no point in trying to talk to him. It hurts. It hurts.
Come on, man.
The hell? This isn't training at all. It's just violence. This means he's been doing something similar in reality too. Damn that bastard.
Whoa!
Oh, my bad. Gotta hurry this up. Give me a sec, I'll memorize them as quick as I can.
What are your thoughts?
Hey, that's fucked if he's just having someone stand there and he's just spiking the ball at them. Hey, are you done yet? We're cutting it close here. Don't freak me out like that, you goddamn moron. Anyways, I got all of them. And let's stop wasting time, we need a scram. So, I actually think I'm gonna end this episode here. Yeah, we're gonna end it here. For a quick recap of what we did today, we went through you went down a bit further to find Kamoshida's Training Hall of Love. We learned we went through 2 more tutorials, or 3 technically, because we learned about security levels. We then learned about guns and how useful they are. I'll talk about, as you see the Thieves' Den, I'll talk about that when we're actually about to use it in the when we go further into the game. Then we found out how bad, like, the abuse of the volleyball team is getting. Then Ryuji memorized all their faces, and now we're on our way back out of the palace. So in the next episode, kind of self-explanatory, we're going to be getting out of the palace and then seeing what else this game decides to throw at us. what other fucked up shit this game decides to throw at us. So, if you guys enjoyed today's episode, make sure to hit that like button. If you are enjoying our Persona 5 Raw Let's Play, make sure to subscribe as well. Also, please be sure to check out my Chosen Cold Steel Let's Play series, where we just made it to I think it's the Realm of Great Shadows, which is the final dungeon in the game. So we are officially in the end game now. Just that final dungeon left, and then the final closing stuff, and we'll be done with number 1 of Chosen Cold Steel. But also, please be sure to check out my Monster Hunter World Let's Play, where we are about to descend deeper into the Rotten Vale and find out what else lies up there. So, also, I have a project in the work lined up, so I've got to wait for that to come out, and hopefully, when it does come out, I can get that video recorded for you guys, or get that series recorded for you guys. But with all that PSA out of the way, this is xdeadlysmoorex, and I shall see you guys next time.